In case you missed one of the greatest Super Bowl games in recent history, Ram finally did it. They revealed the Ram 1500 EV, dubbed the Ram Rev. Spending an estimated $14 million, Ram used a 1-minute spot to come up with a humorous bit conflating sexual performance with electric vehicle range anxiety.
Are you excited about buying an electric vehicle but worried that it could leave you unsatisfied? Then you could be one of many Americans concerned about premature electrification.
The commercial wasn't bad, but it was a bit light on information about the Ram Rev. So let's take a look at the Ram Rev and see what we know and what we can assume. So right off the bat, we can see the vehicle changed considerably from its early concept. Ditching most of the futuristic looking aspects of the original concept, Ram went with what looks like the latest generation Ram truck for the most part. The front end shape, windshield, and cab all appear similar to the latest 5th generation trucks. The back of the cap and the bed also have the same look and feel as the 5th generation versus the concept that was revealed earlier. There was also talk of a redesign of the Ram box, but the Ram box on the outside looks nearly identical to those offered on the 5th gens. There were some changes to the headlights and taillights, but overall, not much deviation in my opinion. Given the Ram Rev differs so much from the original concept vehicle, I'd also bet that many of the radical interior designs from the concept, like the pass-through storage, futuristic dash, and infotainment, won't make it into final production. And from what we can see from the very quick glimpse of the interior in the commercial, it looks very familiar to 5th gen owners. The Ram Rev will also likely benefit from connected services like most EVs now. In 2021, Stellantis partnered with Foxconn to form a joint venture to work on infotainment, telematics, and cloud services for vehicle connectivity. So we can assume with near certainty that they will definitely implement that. But what we care about most is the performance aspects.
I don't know if I got the power for this, baby.
I'm adventurous. I like to go all the way. I don't want to have to question if we're even going to make it.
Yeah.
It's a concern.
How's this thing going to perform? Well, again, the bit, while humorous, was light on details. Ram did spend a significant amount of time surveying customers about what they felt was important in an EV truck. The company stated that the Ram Rev will lead in the segment in the areas customers care most about, which they believe are range, towing, payload, and charging time. So let's take a look and see. We do know the Ram Rev is going to be based on the STLA frame platform. This is the platform that Stellantis has designed for their pickup trucks and commercial vehicles. Back on EV Day 2021, it was reported that this platform has the ability to hold battery packs between 159 and over 200 kilowatt hours and should be good for 800 kilometer range or 500 miles. How does this stack up compared to its competitors? I tried to use manufacturers' usable battery size for comparison, but some manufacturers didn't state if their specs were usable size or not. Regardless, what we can see here is that if they used a 200 kilowatt battery pack, that would put the Ram in the upper echelon for battery capacity. But as we're about to see with the Hummer EV, the battery size isn't the be-all and end-all. As for range, we're still working with estimates for the likes of the Silverado EV, but if Stellantis is accurate with their 500-mile range, the Ram Rev will be the clear leader. As we can see with the Hummer EV, its massive battery only puts it in line with the F-150 Lightning and its much smaller battery. Again, I'll caution there's some speculation here, but if Ram is serious about things the customers care about, then we should see at least it being on par with the Silverado EV estimates. On Stellantis EV Day in 2021, they also mentioned the large frame platform would either have 150 or 330 kilowatt motors. Given that the Ram Rev will be dual motor, this would put its horsepower anywhere between 402 and 884, depending what motor they use. Given the horsepower numbers from the other manufacturers, I can't see Ram launching with only 402 horsepower. Being late to the game gives you the benefit to leapfrog the early entrants. So I would bank on the horsepower being on the higher end. The Hummer EV will launch future models with less horsepower, but as of now, only the 1000 horsepower version is available. Now what about working specs? towing, payload, all that stuff. Well, if you looked into any of these trucks, none of them have tow or payload ratings that will blow you away. Even with stunts like pulling trains, there's more to towing than just being able to pull, like the ability to stop. So some of these numbers are shockingly low. Like the standard range F-150, which is only 5,000 pounds. For comparison, my 3.6 liter e-torque Ram can tow roughly 7,500 pounds. But given most of these trucks end up in the 7,500 to 11,000 pound range, and given my estimates for the Ram Rev specs fall somewhere in the higher end in many ways, I think we can safely assume a 10 to 11,000 pounds of max towing capacity. Now, of course, this is all speculation, but I'm bringing up towing for another reason. Anyone who's pulled a trailer with an EV knows it drastically cuts your range. The general rule of thumb I've heard from people with an F-150 Lightning is it's about 50% less range. That is a massive inconvenience for an EV truck. To do anything truck related, you're planning to stop every few hours, probably have to drop your trailer, kill an hour while it charges, hook back up, and get on the road. A massive pain in the butt. I've never seen a charging station where someone could pull through with a truck and trailer. They're often in mall parking lots and tight spaces for the most part. Well, on January 5th, 2023, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares confirmed during a roundtable interview at the Consumer Electronics Show that there will be a version of the Ram Rev with a range extender. Ram CEO Mike Koval Jr. also reported this as far back as early 2022. So how the range extender will be implemented is still up in the air, but having a gasoline or diesel motor on board to charge the batteries will solve the range issue while towing. It's possible the range extender could be designed similar to the Ford patent that was found in 2020. The Ford design appears to show a small motor that appears to look like a toolbox and sits in the bed of the truck, but I've seen no evidence of this design moving forward. But back to the charging front, Ram has stated the Rev will have an 800-volt fast charging tech that will allow it to add up to 100 miles of range in 10 minutes on a 350 kilowatt fast charger. Ram CEO Mike Koval, back in January, also stated that there's a Ram charger in the works. Not the awesome truck from the 80s, but a wireless charging robot, a Roomba-looking robot that will charge your truck for you. This programmable robot will automatically drive under your truck and charge it for you on off-peak times or whenever you set it. So when will it launch? Well, according to the Ram, we're looking at fourth quarter 2024. So we've got lots of time. But if you're super eager and want to blow your load early, you can head to ramrev.com and put your $100 deposit down and reserve your spot now. So that's it for this one, guys. What do you think about the Ram Rev? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Until the next one, take it easy.